Hey y'all, it's me, Stop, Drop, and Roll On. And I don't know. I'm just asking this question because I've been meaning to ask it anyway. I think that, and I've said this, and see, Sunday when I went to church and I went in the bathroom to go get a Kleenex, because I forgot Pierre had bought some new handkerchiefs. He's being quite the little gentleman. And so if I start crying when I'm in church, praise and worship or like that, he done started whipping out his handkerchief because I told him I just think that's the mark of a man that's on point when they got a handkerchief to, you know, dole out if something's going on or something like that. I said, and a real man, if you giving it to a stranger, you don't have to ask for it back because you cool like that. And he, so Pierre went out and bought. We went out when I read that uh letter to y'all. We were on our way. We had to go. We were going to look for something, but also we ended up having to go somewhere because he needed something. And unbeknownst to me, that rascal done bought himself a box of handkerchiefs. And so he just do stuff like that, and it was kind of funny. And so when Sunday came, I forgot that he had got the little handkerchiefs, and I went in the bathroom because I thought that I had my package of Kleenexes in my purse, and I was like, if I get in here and start crying and going on during praise and worship, I'm gonna be standing up here looking like who shot John. So go on and save yourself. So I went in the bathroom, and this lady was standing in there, and we spoke, of course. And we were talking about, she said, oh, it's so hot outside. And I said, yeah. I said, but it's good that it's hot outside because this is the month, we're in these months where it's time for it to be hot. And it took us so long to get, to a point where we actually were temperate for the time, for the season. And she said, that's right. And I said, we need the heat just like we need the cold. And she was like, that is the way to look at it because we need the heat just to get the sun on our face. And I mean, we were just standing in there. Church hadn't started yet, so we weren't missing anything. And she said, this year is almost over. And I said, yeah. I said, we are almost like well past, the halfway mark. She said, it just seems like I just took my Christmas tree down. And I said, yeah, I understand. I said, but I think that it's our age because, I said, you kind of know what's fluff and you kind of see, we've been alive long enough to see the ebb and flow and how things wax and wane. And you kind of know how fast time is really moving. I said that to a kid. I mean, and we sat in the bathroom just talking. I said that to a kid, if you going to ask them when Christmas is, because like I said, she had said it seemed like she just took her Christmas tree down. I said they still would be saying it just seemed like it's taking forever for Christmas to get here. And I said, but for us, we looking at it like it's around the corner because we know how fast time is moving. But to a kid, they don't have that. And so she said, that is so right. And I said, we kind of know what's important and what's not important and what to touch and what to let go, right? And she said, I just told somebody that. And I said, yeah, I know. I said, and I've been having that conversation quite a bit with quite a lot of people because I have not, and I got to plug my phone in, y'all. So excuse me, excuse my hand, excuse my hand, excuse my hand, excuse my hand. I'm trying to keep the phone from going dead. I don't know why I'm saying this to Farmer in the Dale, my version, but E-I-E-I-O. So I'm back. So anyway, um, we were talking about that, and she said, yeah, I think that we both, and I mean, we could kind of surmise that we were probably, in the same age bracket. And she said, and yeah, and she said, we just know what to leave alone, what's important and what to let go, right? And I said, it ain't nothing like it. I said, and I said, I didn't even know that this existed. And she started laughing and she said that this existed. And I said, yeah, I didn't even know that this clarity existed. And she said, it just kind of sneaks up on you, don't it? And I said, yeah. And then you find yourself applying it to everything. And so we just, just stood there and kind of started laughing. And I told her to have a blessed day. And I, went ahead on and left out the bathroom and everything. And she was coming out behind me and went on into church and everything. And so this that was kind of like the culmination of the last 7 to 10 days, where I'm just been looking at different scenarios. We have several people. We got 4 to 5 people in our family that have some really serious things going on, like life and death type things that just seem like for 2 days, that's all that was coming in, was stuff like that. And I was like, I have enough experience with God to know that he ain't going to leave nobody hanging on no level at all, period. End of story. Um, and so when you approach him, number one, he's listening, because that's what he does. I mean, he's a father that hears his kids. And the deal comes in where the breakdown in communication to me occurs is when the kids won't sit down and listen. And when only certain people can tell the kids stuff. And I experienced that. And so I was talking to my cousin and I was explaining to her what was going on with the people, because like I'm telling you, I'm from a little area of fixers, which started out with Scranton. And my sister was a fixer. And because she was the chief primary appointed person as the fixer, this mantle keeps trying to get passed down. And I have like fought against it kicking and screaming, because I'm not interested in that. I know my limitations. I know who I am. I know me. And I know that it's not necessary for me to fix stuff when I got a God that can handle all of it. It's not for me to do. Now, if it's something that I know, and I know that this is, just basic common knowledge, I'm going to put it out there. But if I sense that it's not being received, because I have a cousin that has just been extraordinarily resistant, then I don't keep putting it out there. I'm going to do it maybe once or twice and then I'm done. And it goes across the board. And so I have noticed that Scranton has been kind of like looking at me like, okay. And I told her, I said, I'm not interested in taking the mantle. We're not getting ready. I know, you drop that thing off on me and I take it and run with it. I said, you know what? Everybody got to go stand before God on their own. They have to account to him for things that they've done wrong, myself included. And I think that since we're talking about adults here, that this thing right here, which I have had now on 15, 20 years at this point, I think, there you go, you can see it. God answers prayers. It don't have my name under the word answers and everybody else is excluded. That's for anybody who will approach him in right standing. He gonna hear you. And at some point when you ain't in right standing, he's gonna hear you. That's how we, get salvation. That's how we're saved, because we are undone at the point when we approach him and just surrender and accept Christ. And so I don't have no special market on stuff, but I'm real free about explaining what I know. And I'm also very quick, and I will say this about myself. When I don't know something, I don't pretend that I do. So I ended up talking to my cousin, and I was trying to explain to her what was going on with people, everybody that was having the issues. And I ended up she called like a whole room full of people, family members together. Now they live upstate. I'm not upstate. And I'm thinking I'm just talking to her because she was, I'm waiting on her to get off the tram from work, to home. And while she's on the tram, she's calling people. And so they all meeting up over there. And I end up having a quote unquote family press conference. And I had no intentions of doing that, because I'm constantly trying to get out of this role and saying, you know what, y'all, we are family, but we're all individuals, and everybody needs to have a personal um conversation and walk with Christ. Now, if you ain't there yet, and even if you are there, I'm gonna pray for you, for real though. I am going to do that. But what I'm saying is, I'm not trying to take up that mantle that my mother has, because she is like the hub. Every situation, every circumstance, even when things people could problem solve for themselves, they don't try to. Every problem, she gets that. But I'm gonna tell you what she doesn't get. A lot of the positive stuff she don't get. I've been watching this for years. And I just decided that I'm not interested in that. And so I have had to say that often to my friends, and now offshoots are from friends. I mean, not friends, but family. And so now it's going out to other people, because the mantle has also tried to present itself in on personal tips, and definitely on professional tips. I had to do a little talk on a professional level last week about what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do. And if the Lord tells me, yeah, go ahead on, then I'm going to do it, because I'm not in the habit of being openly defiant or disobedient uh, where God is concerned. Do I do everything right 100%? No, I ain't even sitting on here trying to play like that. But I think it gets to a point where people, and when I say people, I'm talking about myself and whatever, have to accept limitations. You have to accept the limitations of yourself, and you have to accept the limitations of others. And then where I'm at is, I can change myself, but I can't change other people. I'm not going to be able to say it enough to change you. It's not my job to change you. It's not my job to run interference for you. And it is not and there's some other things that it's not my job to do. And I have had to, the other day when I ended up having this familial press conference, I literally broke down. I mean, just start crying, because I had to tell those people, I don't have the answer for this. I can't fix this. If something's going on, they call me, and I was like, and I'm just being honest with y'all. It's like, do this, do that, do that. Have you checked this? Do you know this? Dot, 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 dot. I'm doing that for my family as much as possible. And then I have Pierre's family, that the older two, I will say that I do that a lot. I'm not complaining about it, especially not because the word says that we supposed to do, we supposed to do good. And it says especially to the people in the household of faith. But it's a difference between doing good, and it's a difference between bearing things that you're not supposed to, nor are you equipped to bear. And I just had to admit the other day that I'm at a place where I don't have the answer. And I just had to tell the people, I can pray, and I'm going to do that. That's just going to happen. But I don't have the answer. I don't have the algorithm, the logarithm. I don't have the secret code. I don't have the password. I don't have none of that. All I got for you right now is prayer. That was one of the most freeing things that I've done in a long time. And the ripple effect from that one statement for something that I initially saw negative has been far reaching. Because since that time, I have, just like the conversation I had with the lady in the bathroom, I have just had clarity on so many situations and circumstances. I hope that whatever it is that I just shared, because I don't know what it is, I'm telling y'all right now, don't, this ain't vlog every day. Veda, however you say it. This is vlog one day in August. But it's just something that, I've been tussling with, like I said, for the last 10 days. And I just thought that I would share it. I don't know if it's other people that, you find yourself always in these type of situations where you end up having to solve stuff. But I'm going to leave you with it. Take it to him. Because that is what I have done, am doing, and will continue to do. Toodles.